Hi guys, it's Spooky Rooney. Today is March 12th and it's Monday and it's my update day. So this week has been a crazy week. I finally got so pumped and so motivated by watching your videos again and just getting my head straight. And so I started my week with a liquid diet last weekend. So I did just protein shakes for the weekend, and then I lost like 4 pounds. So I went from 209, or no, 211 to 207.9. And then that's what I reported to you guys on Monday. And then I decided to start this diet called the belly fat cure, which there's nothing wrong with this diet at all. It's just you don't really count calories or anything. You can eat fatty foods and stuff, so I really wasn't keeping track. I was sticking with the diet pretty good, but the first day on that diet I gained 2 pounds, and then I got up to 209.9. I stayed at 209.9 until yesterday morning, and then I said enough's enough. I need to be more accountable. I need to keep track of everything that goes into my mouth. And I don't care what this diet says, calories matter when you're trying to lose weight. So the one thing I did do that I'm very proud of myself for is that no matter what I saw on that scale every day, I still got up at 5 o'clock every morning and got on my treadmill. And I've been working, it's only 20 minutes, but I've been jogging, which I have never been able to do. I still have knee issues from when I was bigger, and they kind of crackle when I go upstairs, but it's my challenge to strengthen my knees so that I can jog. So what I've been doing is interval training, where I'm walking 3 minutes, jogging 1, walking 3, jogging 1. And it's a lot more intense workout than just walking. And from what I've read about interval training, it works really good. You don't necessarily have to walk 45 minutes. You can do the interval training for 20 and get similar benefits from it. So anyway, I'm really proud of myself for doing it anyway. And it was hard a couple of days, because when you've been, it's been 3.5 years since I had my band, and I just kind of settled for the weight that I've been at and just kind of forgot about all of this. So the fact that I am totally remotivated again and exercising every day and drinking at least 70 to 100 ounces of water a day, and I started taking vitamins again. I hadn't even been taking vitamins, guys. After my last unfill, when I had issues, I gave up on the vitamins. Kind of gave up for a while, but I'm back and I'm feeling really good. So today my weight, I decided that I'm going to go on a protein shakes diet, keep total track of how much protein I'm taking in, to keep track of my calories, even down to the vitamin. I mean, I noticed 2 of my vitamins have some calories in them, so I'm keeping track, journaling every single thing I put in my mouth, and I'm going to try to keep it under 1,200 calories a day with just protein shakes. I did that all weekend, and this morning I woke up and I weighed 207.1. So according to what I reported to you guys last Monday, that's only a loss of 0.8, but it's really not, because yesterday I weighed 209.9, so it's actually almost 3 pound loss in just overnight. So I think I'm on the right track with sticking to the protein and journaling all of my calories and my protein, and just really being accountable to everything that goes into my mouth. Even like 1 piece of sugar-free gum, I'm going to write down all the calories. My biggest challenge this week was learning, because I really enjoy drinking coffee, but the way I used to drink it before was so sweet that now that I'm just having a little bit of half and half, but I'm keeping track of every single tablespoon I put in there. I'm measuring it. It's hard to drink it when it's not sweet. I tried xylitol, which was supposed to be safer and better for you. It doesn't raise your insulin levels. I got that at Vitamin Cottage, and even though it's pretty good, I had to put like 6 packs in order to get any kind of a sweetness, and those are like 10 calories a piece. So, and I've tried stevia and I just cannot get used to it. I'd rather not have sweetener. So instead of putting an extra 60 calories in my coffee, because I use like the big things of coffee, I've decided to get used to going without sweetener. So that's been my biggest challenge, is just getting rid of the sweet taste and trying to get used to everything, because everything tastes different now. Um, but I'm very proud of myself for continuing no matter what challenges I've had this week, and there have been some, but I'm finally feeling like I'm gonna do it, and this is gonna be my year. You know, my birthday's coming up in a couple weeks. I'm doing just protein shakes, but I have a wedding to go to with my husband on Friday, so I'm probably gonna do my protein shakes during the day, and then at the reception I'll probably eat something at the wedding, maybe just some. I'll try to just pick some protein and some vegetables. And then that's it. Get right back on my diet. And then on my birthday, I think my husband's going to take me out to my favorite restaurant, and I'll have some yummy dinner that night, but I'll get right back on track. So that's my plans. I'm going to stick with the protein shakes until I get close to my goal, and then I'm going to slowly work it into a maintenance diet to where I feel I can live with it. I'm not in any way, shape, or form have the frame of mind that, oh, I'm going to just do this protein shake diet until I get down to my goal weight, and then I'm going to pig out. Because we all know that doesn't work. So my mind's really on track, and I'm feeling really proud of myself. I've been doing strength training exercises on my arms. I've been doing scrunches. I've been doing neck exercises. I got this little neck exerciser for Christmas, so it's funny. I'm really trying to work on this. Yeah. But anyway, guys, for those of you that haven't watched my videos and don't really know anything about me, I started my journey on September 11th of 2008. I had my lap band that day. That day, I weighed 278 pounds. But my highest ever recorded weight that I can remember when I was actually weighing myself was close to 290 pounds. But I can tell you that when I look back on some of my old pictures and the time when I wasn't even getting on the scale because I was just too afraid to face what the number was, I am pretty sure I hit 300. I'm pretty sure maybe even a little more. But when you're in the throes of eating yourself to death, I don't think you want to know how much you weigh because you're in denial. So when I started out this journey at 278 pounds, I was in a marriage where I was very unhappy. And through the course of my journey, I had to face a lot of things a lot of changes. I got a divorce. I ended up moving out of my house through the divorce. And then I fought my way back to my house. So that's where I'm at now. I'm back in my house. My ex and I do get along just fine now. It was a battle at first. Then I met my current husband. I mean, all of this has happened within this 3.5 years. I mean, I've had such an amazing amount of change that, I think when I finally settled down and realized, it was like I was just numb, what I had been through. But I've been married now since September 5th. We just got married, what was that, 6 months ago? And things are going great. We have our challenges. He's got 4 little kids, well, 1 big kid and 4 little ones. And then I've got my kids. So, we're trying to, just the dynamics of trying to make it work, but it's going really good. But I think after all that I've been through these last few years, what I've learned is that I can handle anything I set my mind to, and that I am not ever going to settle for less, and that I'm not ever going to be so abusive as I was to myself when I got up to the weight at my biggest. I was eating to forget my pain, to forget how unhappy I was. It was my crutch, just like a lot of you. I mean, we don't really know how it started or why. All we know is that the reasons we're doing it are very deep. And through this journey, we need to figure out what those reasons are. It's not just all about getting skinny, it's about fixing what caused us to let ourselves go and not make ourselves important anymore and not say, I'm worth it. Wake up every morning and say, I deserve to be taken care of. You know, I've always had low self esteem, and that has a lot to do with growing up in a pretty dysfunctional alcoholic family where you don't ever feel like you hear any positive encouragement. It's always negative. It's really hard to feel good about yourself. So I've had to learn how to do self-positive talk instead of negative talk, and that's been take some practice, you know. And I'm hoping that um, I can overcome that and get into a place where I don't feel bad about myself anymore. I mean, we all have our moments, but for the most part, I want to know that I can look at myself in the mirror and be proud of what I see and know that I'm not doing anything that I'm ashamed of and that I'm taking care of myself, because the bottom line is I've always been the kind of kid and the kind of girl, woman that likes doing the right thing. So when I'm not taking care of myself and I'm eating like a pig and I'm not exercising, I know it's the wrong thing. So therefore I feel bad about myself, and it was just a vicious cycle. This video is getting a little bit long, but I just had one more thing I wanted to say to you lap banders out there, especially the new ones that aren't really sure what restriction is or what to do with it, and you know how tight is tight enough. In the beginning, I thought that I needed to have my band really tight because I felt like the tighter it was, the more successful I would be, because then it would kind of force me to not eat enough. But after living with the band for 3.5 years, I have chosen to keep my band at a nice, comfortable level to where I can swallow a vitamin and not worry that it's going to get stuck. Or I can eat regular meat and vegetables and not worry that it's going to get stuck. When it was so tight, I got to a point where all I was eating was slider foods. And one of my favorite foods that I used to eat was just corn chips dipped in like nacho cheese, because that was the only thing that would go down, because I was convinced that my band had to be tight in order for me to lose weight. Well, it didn't do anything except help me maintain a 200-pound weight for the last 3 years. So I don't want that anymore. I want to eat healthy. I want to be able to eat a variety of foods. I want to be able to swallow my vitamins. I want to be able to guzzle down some water. When it's really tight, you can't even guzzle water. You have to take it in sips. But we're supposed to drink 70 to 100 ounces a day, and how do we do that when we can't even like drink a normal size gulp? So I just want you to think about that when you start on your journey with your restriction level. Try to maintain the lowest restriction level that you can get and still maintain, and learn how to eat right and take care of yourself. The band should only just be a little tool that helps you, so that you know the restriction's not so tight that you get sick if you eat too much, but that you learn where your soft spot is. You learn how to stop and say, okay, I've had enough and I feel fine. Those are the decisions and the things that you have to learn as you go along. The band is not, you don't want the band to force you to do it. And you don't want it to be so tight that you're like kind of forcing yourself to starve yourself. That's not the whole point of this. The point of this is to learn how to eat healthy and exercise and take care of ourselves. And if your band is loose enough to be able to handle regular foods, you'll be a lot more successful, because you're going to learn naturally what you're supposed to do. So that's all I had today. Hopefully next week I'll have a greater weight loss. I'm really hoping to be able to report that as I stick with this and keep journaling. You guys keep going. You're not alone. I'm here for you if you have any questions at all. Have a great week, and I'll see you next Monday. Bye.